So if you didn't know, on November 21st, we got a patch for Eternaland, which allows us to able to trade or discard or store items from all space-time backpacks while in Eternaland. In my Discord, I have opened a Once Human market channel where you can trade across all regions, North America, CE, Europe, and any other region that exists there. So if you want to make a post or if you're looking for any item you want to trade, join my Discord and post it there. Feel free to do that. And any questions you have, I will try to answer them there. Still, so many people don't know by this day that you can trade your old previous season items into another account. So say for example you want to transfer or give to someone else crocodile hides, right? You can drop that and someone else will be able to pick it up and it will go straight to their Eternaland space-time backpack. However, they will still have to transfer it, which we do it by clicking inherit resources here and then clicking on the materials, and then you just select here and transfer whatever you want. So how is this useful? Well, before, you would have to drop items before transferring or before the server ends. Now, it doesn't matter when you do it. You can always go to Eternaland by clicking over here, enter Eternaland, or you can just search up any name you want here. Boom, you right-click their name and just enter their Eternaland. That way there, you both meet each other and you can drop, say for example, they need calibrations, so you can drop that and they'll be able to pick that up. Now, if your backpack gets full and you have a full space-time backpack, that's not a problem because you can take all of these items, build yourself a box, and just store everything inside the boxes. Do keep in mind if you give other people permission, which can be done by clicking escape, clicking here, clicking manage Eternaland. You click just permissions and here you'll be able to filter by online status. Click on any name you want and then check use facilities, building, and free access. So use facilities means they will be able to access your boxes. If you uncheck this, then they cannot access your boxes. And of course, if you click deny access, this will just ban them from entering your Eternaland, so they can never enter it. But if you don't give anyone permission, then they cannot access your boxes. So your boxes will be safe. Now, I highly advise you to put your, like, for example, seeds inside the boxes because in Eternaland, you actually can farm and plant stuff. So for example, here you can see that I have blueberry seeds, mushroom seeds, onion, and saffron seeds. But if you take a look on the bottom left corner of the item, there's a astral sand marker over here. This means that it's obtained in Eternaland. It wasn't obtained in the real world, it was bought from Eternaland, which you can go click here, click shop order, and then here you can purchase purified water and all of that sort of stuff. Seeds, and when you buy these seeds, say for example, I can buy myself 100 saffron seeds, let's buy another 100, let's buy another 100. I now have 487 saffron, but you see how they are marked as astral sand. When you put items in your boxes, they will not be used when planting. Say for example here, so I will be planting only the items that I have in my inventory. Now you might be thinking, what's the point of planting them if you cannot trade them? Because if you take a look at this, I'm right now harvesting saffrons. I'm getting marked saffron, which is obtained in Eternaland. But however, one cool thing you can do in Eternaland is you can feed your animals with the Eternaland plant. And guess what? They will eat it and they will increase tameness. So you get an extra 6 animals you can tame in Eternaland, and then once they're fully tamed, you can just recall them to your backpack, you know, like this, and then you know where this goes after that. You just right click it, you transfer it, and boom, you have a buffalo in your real world fully tamed in phase 1. Now keep in mind, if you trade them on 100 tameness and another player picks it up, it will lose tameness and will become 0%. So just before you do any of that, make sure you want to keep this animal or not. Now, one thing I highly advise you to not do in Eternaland is do not breed animals. You can see how they have breeding turned on. Make sure you turn off breeding for every single animal, because if you don't, this is what's going to happen. A baby they will make will become marked in Eternaland, which means it's not transferable. So if I try to do that, you can see it's not appearing over here. It's in the tool section. This is in the tool section, and it just doesn't appear. Anything that has this marker is not transferable because you obtained it in Eternaland, not real world. Now, that's not just that you can do. You can also grow mushrooms with mutation fertilizers. And of course, when you do that, and there you go, Growshroom Green Touch. I just got a Growshroom Green Touch, which was, I don't know which one it was. It's probably this one or this one, but you know, you can see that they're not marked, and you'll be able to just literally transfer all of these Growshrooms that you obtained. You can see that this one's linked, the other one's not linked, so probably was this one that I got from the farm. Just to show you I'm not lying, let me just drop all my mushrooms on the ground. You can see I have no Growshrooms, so let's grab this Growshroom, Boom, we got another Groshroom. And there it is. Worn out 2. Just click transfer. Boom, there it is. You can now farm your 5/5 Groshrooms in Eternaland. And after that, you just transfer them. Easy. And yes, if you're wondering, will I be able to trade deviations? You can. If you drop it like this, anyone that comes here will be able to pick it up. If you didn't know, you can craft fishing rods in Eternaland 1 by 1 and spam craft them. Once you craft them, you will get Battle Pass XP if you want to farm Battle Pass XP quick when a new season starts. And then after you have so many, you can just disassemble them in the, bench. Keep repeating this. Another cool thing you can do in Eternaland is craft mini wonders. You just literally craft vortex generators 1 by 1 like this. And you craft them until you reach a limit. Keep in mind, the limit is separate in Eternaland versus in real world, so you can get 20 mini wonders in Eternaland, and you can get 20 outside Eternaland, which is the real world. So you can do that per day. So once you hit the 20 mini wonder limits, you will not be able to get any more, so there's no point to craft vortex generators anymore. And the server resets exactly at 2 p.m. in China time. The server resets 8 a.m. my time in Europe. The last thing about animals is how do you get animals? So you probably moved to a server and you want to get these cows, but you can't get them in your server because they're winter exclusive. Not a problem. There's a way. Now, last thing I want to mention for trading is that I am playing on Europe servers, right? If you want to trade with a player that is on North American servers, like here, for example, or Korean, South America, Japan, Southeast Asia, Hong Kong servers, you will not be able to trade with any of these servers other than Europe. So if you're in the same region as them, you will be able to trade them. Keep that in mind. So now let's say you want to get cows. You have to find a player that is in Way of Winter, of course, because that's the only way to get cows. And you have to add them. As long as you're in the same region, you just need to search their name in the friends list, for example, like this, and boom, it will always appear as long as you get their name written correctly. Then they just need to gather cows for you. After they have your animal, all they need to do is go to their own Eternaland. Then they need to place that animal that they have obtained in Eternaland. Then once they place it, they need to take it back to their inventory, and that animal will be turned into Eternaland animal instead of the real world one. So then it will be transferable with points. So once you do that, all you need to do is now drop it to the account that it needs. And once they get enough tameness, say for example, this one, Valley, I just need to recall it to my backpack. Boom. Make sure you transfer the correct ones. And as you can see, I can now just click Inherit Resources, transfer this one, and there you go. I now got a Valley cow in my backpack, just like that. Then we go to our main base. Now that I've done that, all I need to do is put it in the base. And as you can see, it's tamed 91%. And as soon as phase 2 hits, you can start already breeding your animals right away, making that moolah. Now, before you were able to sell calibrations in vending machines when they were bound, it is no longer possible to do this. So you can use a trick which is a little bit more complicated. You will need something that destroys your boxes. So in PV servers, Cortexes is the only thing that could destroy your base or your boxes. You would basically have to start the purification. And once it does, you put weapons in the box, the mobs destroy it, the other account loots the item and then puts a calibration on the gun. In PvP servers, what you have to do is the same thing, except the player will destroy the boxes. So the person that needs the calibration will craft the weapon on the gear bench. Once they craft it, they put it in the box for the person to destroy the box. The other person that destroys the box will loot the box. They will get your weapon, and then they transfer the calibration from Eternaland that you wanted to put. And again, if they don't have that calibration to transfer and you don't have points, you can give them the calibration in the Eternaland. So once they transfer the calibration, all they need to do is put it that you gave them in the box. Once they do, then they need to put it back in the box. They turn PvP on, you turn PvP on, and then you destroy the box. Then once the box is destroyed, you loot it, and then the gun will be back in your hands with the calibration put. And after that, the gun is yours still because you're the owner who crafted it, and you'll be able to repair it. That's it for this video, ladies and gents. Thanks for watching, take care, and peace out.